Hello. What's up, guys? What's up, Wing Chun? How's it going? Hey, Greek yogurt. I'm glad you could join. Neo. Hi. How's it going? What? Hold on. Casey. What's up, Casey? Glad you're here. Peepzilla. Glad you could join. Hey, what's up, Hope? You realize that the heroes in both books have been alcoholics? True. What's up, Losh? Glad you're here. Hey, Dan. How's it going? Linfamy is usually 2 or 3 minutes late. You're wrong. I'm never late. I'm always on time. What's up, Disco Chixify? How's it going? Hey, Nikki. Did I say Nikki? Hey, Nikki. Have you guys heard about this? Okay, I just read this. Wait, let me change the thing. Someone crashed into an old Japanese toilet. Like a medieval one. Yeah, so apparently a worker backed up his car into this toilet. Which is supposed to be like an old toilet. An old toilet site that was built in like the Muromachi period. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was one of the workers, right? A 30-year-old man crashes Toyota. Blah, blah, blah. A historic Rinzai Zen Buddhist site in Kyoto. Yeah, it's a car driven by an employee, man. Do you guys think he's still an employee? Yeah, at least we get to see a little bit of the toilets. If you see my toilet video, I think I have a picture of this. Yeah. These are the old toilets. You just sit over here and then you pee or you poo underneath. So I don't think so he backed into like this hallway area, but not the actual like toilets. Oh well. Sue him? Oh. Yeah. Which is not cool, but did you see this car? What the hell is this car? And what the hell is that color? Jesus Christ. I feel bad for the guy who drives that. Dum 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 dum. All right. Okay, we can do Africa. Okay. And then we can get started. How you guys doing? All right. What did we get last time? Or what was the highest that we've ever gotten? I don't think we got 60, right? Was it like 58% or something? All right. Botswana. Somewhere here, right? Was it 60? Oh shit, we got 60. Not bad. All right, 60. Let's do it. Let's shoot for the moon today. Shoot for 61. Oh, not a good start. Botswana. Gambia is here. You know, Central African Republic. I think it's here. Algeria, Zimbabwe. I always forget. Okay. I think this is this one. Okay. Seychelles is here. Sudan is here. Eritrea. I think it's here. Uganda. Ghana. Senegal. Is that also an island? Oh no. Wait, I knew that. Wait, I learned that last week. Rwanda. Niger. Gabon. Oh, I forgot. Oh, not even there. Cape Verde is, I think it's here. Cameroon. Nope. Benin. It's Togo, right? This is Benin? Okay. Kenya. Kenya. This. Burundi. Equatorial Guinea. Lesotho is here. Tunisia is here. South Africa. Oh, on a roll. Guinea is here. Western Sahara here. Chad. This is Chad, right? Okay. Madagascar. Togo. Mauritania. Mauritania. Ah, where is that? Oh, that's Mauritania? Okay, let's remember that. Nigeria should be here. Angola should be here. Namibia. Namibia. Eswatini. Such a cool name. I don't know where it is. Oh. Oh, yeah. This should be Ivory Coast. Sierra Leone should be here. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. Djibouti. Here. Liberia. Oh, god damn it. Mozambique. Oh no. It's all gone wrong. Tanzania. Zambia. No, that's not it. This one? Oh. Libya, Morocco, Burkina Faso. Ghana, Mauritius. No, that's not it. This one. Ah! Oh. Guinea-Bissau, Comoros, Malawi, Ethiopia, Egypt, South Sudan, Mali. Ah! So close. 60% again. Ah. We're shooting for 61. What the hell? Shoot for at least 69. Wait. Sir Braun of the Blackwater. You always picture me as white? Do I look white? Maybe my voice sounds white. At least it's not worse than last time, that's true. I thought I remembered these countries on the west here. If I remember all of them, then we would have gotten 61. Yeah, I was pretty good with them last time, but not this time. Okay. All right. Oh. Today's snack. Looks like a chocolate snack. All right. I don't know what it is though. Looks like some kind of bar. Kind of chocolate bar. Oh shit. It's gonna cause a mess. Okay, it's like a chocolate wafer bar that's all broken up. Chocolate wafers, but broken into tiny pieces. All right, tastes like a normal chocolate wafer. Very normal chocolate wafer. Good job, Japan. This is like a 7 out of 10. 7.3. All right. All right. What happened last week? Last week was a short chapter. So I think this week is going to be a short chapter too. Yeah, so what happened last week? Last week, our hero Xiao Fang was like trying to get away from Azi. And Azi, she pretends to faint, right? And when Xiao Fang gets close to her to check in on her, she spits a poisoned needle at him, right? And then, so he's right there. He was way too close. He quickly does a palm strike to save himself, but he accidentally hits her, making her fly like 10 feet away. Afterwards, she's really hurt. Okay. Getting hit by Xiao Fang is not a cool thing to experience. So afterwards, she's holding on to life by a thread, and Xiao Fang wants to save her because she's Aju's his little sister. So he keeps injecting his energy into her to keep her alive. He goes to like different doctors and tries to feed her ginseng to keep her alive, but he's really only delaying the inevitable, it seems. So he's on his journey. He tries to go to the snowy mountains the snowy mountains north of China to dig for ginseng, right? But he realizes he doesn't know how to dig for ginseng. He doesn't know how to find it. But anyways, he's there in the snowy mountains, and he sees a dude that is hunting 2 tigers, right? So he sees him doing this, and he helps him by killing one of the tigers, and the other dude kills the other tiger. So the dude turns out to be a Jurchen, okay, and his name is Wanyan Aguda. And Aguda is really impressed with Xiao Fang's martial arts, and he invites him to stay with his tribe. The people of the tribe are like experts at digging for ginseng, so it would be a big help to Azu, okay, to feed her a lot of ginseng, maybe save her life. So he stays with them for a while, and then one day, so the tribe really likes him. He drinks a lot of. He can really hold his liquor, right? And they thought that that was really cool. Yeah, and plus he has a really good martial arts, so they really respect him. So he's staying with this tribe, and he stays with them for a while. And then one day they meet some Khitan people, and they have a fight. Okay, now Xiao Fang doesn't know what to do because the Khitans are his people, but the Jurchens seem pretty cool too. So he doesn't know what to do. And then some Khitan riders come in to attack him. He grabs their spears and he throws them off the horse. Throws them off their horses. And yeah, and that's where we left off. How's that? Azu is awful. She's a very awful. Give me one sec. All right. Chapter 26, Part 2. All right, this is where we left off. So he sees the spears, two Khitan dismounted from their horses, and the Aguda and the Jurchen tribesmen applauded loudly. Okay. Among the Khitan troop, a red-robed middle-aged man cried out loudly, giving commands. Several dozen Khitans spread out into two wings, and they came flanking, cutting off Aguda's escape route. The red-robed man is still surrounded by 10 people. Aguda saw that the situation was disadvantageous. With a loud roar, he signaled his tribesmen and Xiaofeng to escape. The Khitans were raining arrows at them, and they shot down a few more Jurchen tribesmen. With their bow and crossbow, the Jurchen hunter also shot down 10 Khitan riders instantly, but they were too heavily outnumbered and could only shoot and run. Xiaofeng saw that the Khitans were unreasonable, although it is his own people. He could not care for them at this moment. He grabbed a bow and fired 4 arrows in succession. Each of the arrows hit the Khitan on their shoulder or their foot. 4 Khitan fell off their horses, but no one died. Damn, he's a good martial artist, and he can fire arrows. The red-robed man gave a few cries, and the Khitan came charging in with the horses, valiant and strong to the extreme. Xiaofeng saw that from their original hunting party, only Aguda and 5 youths survived. They were still running and shooting. The rest of the tribesmen have been shot dead by the Khitans. There is nowhere else to hide in this great grass plain. If the fighting continued, even Aguda would be killed. During all these times, the Jurchen treated him like a distinguished guest. If he couldn't protect his friends in times of danger, how can he still be considered an honorable hero? If he went on a killing spree, he could slaughter the Khitan until they decided to retreat. However, he would be killing countless peoples from his own tribe, only capturing the red-robed man, forcing him to issue an order to retreat. Could he prevent both sides from killing each other? His mind was set. He shouted in Khitan language, "Hey, you better retreat! I'm not going to hold back if you don't pull back your troops." Hoo, hoo, hoo sounds were heard, and 3 spears were thrown towards Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng thought, "You people really don't know what is good for you." Lowering his body, he sprinted towards the red-robed man. Aguda saw him taking the risk and cried, "It's useless! Xiaofeng, come back, quickly!" Xiaofeng ignored him. He summoned his vigor and burst forth quickly. The Khitans cried out, sending their spears and arrows to greet him. Xiaofeng caught a spear, split it into 2, taking half a spear and using it as a longsword. He pushed aside all the weapons thrown at him. His step was akin to flying, and he was right next to the red-robed man. The red-robed man had a beard, his expression powerful. Seeing Xiaofeng arrive, he was not frightened at all. He got 3 javelins from his left and right guard. With a so sound, and a javelin was thrown at Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng reached out and caught the first javelin, anticipating the second. He caught it again. Both his arms vibrated, and the 2 javelins surged and shot out. The left and right guard of the red-robed man were shot down from their horses. The red-robed man shouted, "Good skills!" The 3rd javelin was already thrown. Xiaofeng extended his left palm, wheeling the spearhead. He redirected the javelin and shot it back like the wind, plunging it into the chest of the red-robed man's horse. The red-robed man called out, "Hey, yo!" and jumped off the horse back. Xiaofeng flicked his body, stretched out his arm, and seized the man's right shoulder. He heard the sharp wind of a golden blade behind his back. With a single step, he shot forward a few feet. 2 tuo sounds were heard, and 2 spears pierced into the ground. Xiaofeng held on to the red-robed man and leapt to the left, reaching the back of a Khitan rider. He knocked the rider off the horseback with a single palm, mounted the horse, and sped away. The red-robed man waved his fist and tried to punch Xiaofeng in the face. Xiaofeng held him under his left arm, and the man could not move anymore. Xiaofeng shouted, "Ask your men to retreat, else I will crush you to death immediately." The red-robed man was helpless, and he could only cry out, "Everyone, retreat! Stop fighting!" The Khitan surrounded Xiaofeng, wanting to save the man. Xiaofeng used the broken spear and held it against the red-robed man's right cheek, and shouted, "Do you want me to kill him?" An old Khitan warrior shouted, "Quickly, release our leader, else we will dismember you by 5 horses." Xiaofeng laughed, making a hoo sound with his palm. He split the air in front of the old Khitan. He intended to use this palm to display his power and intimidate the crowd, so as to avoid unnecessary killing. Thus he used full strength from his hand. However, he heard a very loud bang. The old Khitan was caught by the palm force. He flew off his horse and fell several feet away, fresh blood spurting from his mouth. It seemed he would not survive. The Khitan have never seen such a display of air-splitting palm skill. The palm force came out of nowhere. It's akin to witchcraft. The Khitan simultaneously reined their horses in and backed off, their expressions unusually terrified, fearing that Xiaofeng might strike at them. With his palm. Xiaofeng shouted, "If you don't retreat, I'll kill him with a single palm." And he raised his palm, mimicking as if he was about to strike the head of the red-robed man. The red-robed man cried, "You rot! Back away! Everyone move back!" Everyone took their horses and moved back, but they still refused to leave. Xiaofeng wondered, "This area is all flatland and wilderness. If I release their leader, these Khitan will chase with their horses, and we would not be able to escape successfully." He said to the red-robed man, "You call them to send 8 horses over." The red-robed man complied and conveyed the order. The Khitan pulled 8 horses and handed them over to Aguda. Aguda hated these Khitan for killing his companions, and he punched them. Bang! He flipped one of the Khitan riders off his horse. Although the Khitans have more people, they did not retaliate. Xiaofeng said, "You said another order. Ask your men to kill the horses they are mounting. They cannot keep even 1 horse." The red-robed man was straightforward. He did not bicker and argue. He ordered loudly, "Everyone dismount! Kill the horses!" The men did not hesitate. They dismounted, and using their sword or spear, killed all of the horses. Oof. Xiaofeng did not expect the men to be so compliant. He secretly admired them, thinking, "It seems this red-robed man is really high-ranking. Any words coming from him, his troops did not even show any intention to disobey. The Khitan's military is so firm. No wonder when they fought with the Song, they had more victories than defeat." Bells for the horses? Poor horses. Did not deserve that. He said, "Ask your men to return. They are not allowed to pursue. If one of them pursued, I would cut off your hand. If 2 pursued, I would cut off both of your hands. If 4, I'll cut off all your 4 limbs." The red-robed man was so furious that his beard flared, but as he was the hostage, there was nothing he could do. He could only order, "Everyone go back, gather our men and horses, and destroy the church and nests." All the warriors said in unison, "Yes, sir," and they bowed together. Xiaofeng reined in the horse, waited for Aguda and the 5 men to mount their horses. Then they sped off east and retraced their previous route. After riding for countless li, Xiaofeng saw that the Khitan really did not pursue. He jumped to another mount and let the red-robed man ride on a horse by himself. The 8 of them rode non-stop until they reached their big camp. Aguda reported to his father, Hulibu, on how they met the enemy, how they got rescued by Xiaofeng, and how they captured the Khitan's leader. Hulibu said happily, "Well done. Bring forward that Khitan dog." The red-robed man entered the tent, his expression still mighty and powerful, upright and unyielding. Hulibu knew that he was a Khitan noble and asked, "What is your name? What is your position in the Liao kingdom?" The man proudly said, "I am not captured by you. Are you fit to ask me? Khitan and Jurchen have the same practice. The enemy would be enslaved to his captor. Hulibu laughed and said, Well said. The red-robed man walked towards Xiao Feng. Bending his right knee, he knelt down, prostrate, before him, and said, Master, you really are an amazing hero. I cannot defeat you. Even though I have more men, I still lost. Being captured by you, I have no complaints. If you let me go back, I will offer you 50 liangs of gold, 50 liangs of silver, and 30 gallant horses. Aguda's uncle, Pola Su, said, You are a Khitan noble. This kind of ransom is insufficient, brother Xiao Feng. You ask him to send 500 liangs of gold, 5,000 liangs of silver, and 300 gallant horses to redeem himself. This Pola Su was intelligent and capable. He increased the original ransom tenfold. It was clear he was making an outrageous demand. Based on Jurchen crude lifestyle, the original ransom of 50 liang of gold, 500 liangs of silver, and 30 gallant horses was already a huge wealth. The Jurchen and Khitan fought for decades, and they had never heard of such a high ransom. If this red-robed man refused to increase the ransom, then they would just accept the original amount, which was already considered a large fortune. Unexpectedly, the red-robed man did not hesitate. He promised, Fine, so be it. One of the storekeepers got a huge shock. He could hardly believe his ears. Khitan and Jurchen, there would of course be tribesmen who lie and deceive others, but for business transactions, when making a vow, one would always honor his words. They would never take it back. Moreover, this was a ransom. If the Khitan did not have sufficient money, or he regretted his words, this red-robed man would not be able to return to his tribe. Thus, empty promises are totally ineffective. Pola Su was afraid that after being captured, he was so shocked to the extreme and was in a confused state. He said, Hello? Did you listen clearly? I am talking about 500 liangs of gold, 5,000 liangs of silver, and 300 gallant horses. The red-robed man had an air of arrogance, and he coldly said, 500 liangs of gold, 5,000 liangs of silver, and 300 gallant horses. How is this significant? My great Liao kingdom is wealthier than the rest of the world. This meager sum means nothing in our eyes. He turned to Xiao Feng. His expression became respectful and said, Master, I will only listen to your bidding. I will no longer care about the words of others. Pola Su said, Brother Xiao Feng, you ask him, what is his official position in the Liao kingdom? Before Xiao Feng could ask, the person replied, Master, if you are determined to ask my origin, I will fabricate something to cheat you. You will not be able to separate the truth from the lies. However, you are an honorable hero. I am also an honorable hero. I do not want to lie to you, and thus you need not ask any more. Xiao Feng reversed his left hand, took out the blade from his waist. His right palm struck the blade of the back of the blade. With a pai sound, one section of the blade immediately bent down. He shouted in a stern voice, You dare not say! If I strike my palm on the back of your head, what do you think will happen? The red-robed man did not panic. He gave a thumbs up with his right hand and said, Good skills! Good martial art. Today I really saw the number one hero in this world. This is worthwhile. Hero Xiao Feng, it's impossible to coerce me against my will with your physical strength. Just kill me if you wish. Although the Khitan cannot beat you, but our moral integrity is no less sturdy than yours. Xiao Feng laughed and said, Good, good. I will not kill you here. If I killed you with one chop of my blade, you will not be convinced. Let's go far, far away. We will battle each other again. Hulibu and Pola Su chorused, Brother Xiaofeng, it's a pity to kill this man. It's better to keep him and collect the ransom. If you are angry, we can beat him severely with a stick or a whip. Xiaofeng said, no. He wants to pretend to be a brave man. I won't allow him to pretend. He borrowed 2 spears and 2 bows from the Jurchen. Took the red-robed man by the wrist, walked out of the tent, mounted a horse, and said, Mount the horse. The red-robed man did not cower. He had no doubt that he would die during their battle. Xiaofeng said that he wanted to duel him again, but it was akin to a cat which caught a rat. It just wanted to tease the rat one last time before killing. However, he was not frightened. He mounted a horse and rode north. Xiaofeng followed on his horse. Both of them rode for a few li. Xiaofeng said, Turn and travel westward. The red-robed man replied, The scenery here is extremely beautiful. I choose to die here. Xiaofeng said, Catch, as he threw the spear and bow over. The man caught it and shouted loudly, Hero Xiaofeng, I know I am not your match, but the Khitan people would rather die than surrender. I will attack now. Xiaofeng said, Wait, catch. He threw his own spear and bow over. Being empty-handed, he gave a smile. The red-robed man was furious and shouted, You are fighting me with your bare hands. Aren't you insulting me a bit too much? Xiaofeng shook his head and said, No. In this life, Xiaofeng respects heroes, values brave men. Although your martial arts is inferior to mine, you are a brave hero. Xiaofeng will befriend you. You can return to your tribe now. The red-robed man got a huge shock and asked, What? Xiaofeng smiled slightly. I said, Xiaofeng will treat you like a good friend. I will let you return home safely. The red-robed man just returned from the gates of hell. Naturally, he was overjoyed and asked, You will really release me? What is your intention? When I return home, I will multiply the ransom tenfold again and deliver it to you. Xiaofeng was angered and said, I treat you as a friend. Why are you not treating me as a friend? Xiaofeng is a dignified man. Why would I hanker after material wealth? The red-robed man said, Yes, yes. He threw down the weaponry, dismounted, fell to his knees, head bowed, and worshipped, expressing my gratitude towards my benefactor for sparing my life. Xiaofeng knelt down and returned the salute. Xiaofeng never kills a friend, and he will not accept worship from a friend. If he is a slave, after receiving his worship, Xiaofeng will not spare his life. The red-robed man was even more excited, stood up, and said, Hero Xiao, you claim that you treat me as a friend, but I want to be your sworn brother. What say you? Well, this guy makes friends very easily. After becoming an accomplished martial artist, Xiaofeng joined the Beggars clan immediately. Seniority and rankings were observed strictly. After the clan leader and vice clan leader, there was the martial art imparting elder, rule enforcement elder, 4 protector elders, various incense chiefs, 8 pouch disciples, 7 pouch disciples, and other disciples in descending order. He could only accumulate his clan contributions. He did not have anyone to swear brotherhood with. Only in Wuxia, where he competed wine drinking with Duan Yu, and due to mutual admiration did he finally sworn brotherhood. As he listened to the red-robed man, he recalled that he was formerly associated with heroes all over the Central Plains. So now, where he did not even have a proper place to live, he really became down and out. He could not help but sigh. But as he saw the heroic aura of this red-robed man, who could also be considered a good, brave man, he replied, Very good, very good. Xiaofeng is 31 years old this year. Respected brother, how old are you? The man laughed. I am called Yu Lu Ji. Benefactor, I am older than you by 13 years. Xiao Fang said, Elder brother, how can you address your little brother as a benefactor? You are the elder brother. Please accept my respect. As he said this, he paid his respect. Yu Lu Ji quickly returned the courtesy. Both of them inserted 3 arrows into the ground, lit the arrow tail feathers to represent incense, worshipped 8 times to heaven, and they became sworn brothers. Yu Lu Ji was extremely happy and said, Brother, your surname is Xiao. It may be similar to our Khitan people. Xiao Fang said, I will not hide the truth from elder brother. Little brother is a Khitan. As he said this, he undid his robes, revealing the green wolf head tattoo on his chest. Wait a minute. Wasn't it blue? I thought it was a blue wolf tattoo. Or is it like kind of blue-greenish? Yu Lu Ji saw it and rejoiced. Really good! You descended from the previous generation of our Khitan tribe. Brother, the Jurchen land is cold and harsh. Why don't you follow me and return to our capital? We will enjoy riches together. Xiao Fang said, I thank elder brother's good intentions, but I've always been poor and lowly. The rich life does not suit me. Little brother is currently residing with the Jurchen, hunting and drinking wine. I am carefree and happy. In the future, if I miss brother, I will naturally go to Liao Kingdom and pay you a visit. He and Azu have been separated for a long time. He was worried about her injuries and said, Brother, please go back early to avoid worrying your family and subordinates. Both of them paid their respects and parted. Okay, so it was totally blue, right? Teal? Maybe a difference in translation? Yeah, maybe it was like a blue-greenish, colorblind. Yeah. My dad is kind of colorblind, a little bit. So, it's a little bit hard for him to tell between green and blue. So maybe the translator had the same problem. Xiao Fang turned his horse around, and he was greeted by a dozen tribesmen led by Aguda. Aguda saw that Xiao Fang did not return after going out for a long time. Fearing the devious tricks of the red-robed man, he brought his men and came to assist. Xiao Fang narrated that he had released him back to the Liao Kingdom. Aguda was also a great and wise hero. Seeing Xiao Fang value human ties more than material wealth, and also being open-minded and generous, he could only marvel at Xiao Fang's character. One day, Xiao Fang, Azu, and Aguda were engaged in idle chats. They talked about the origins of Azu's injury. Xiao Fang knew that the injury was erroneously inflicted by his palm force. Although her life was sustained by ginseng, her injury still did not recover after such a long time, and this was extremely worrying. Aguda said, Brother Xiao, it seems your sister has suffered external injuries. For bruises and falls, we Jurchen have always been using a medicine mixture of tiger tendon, tiger bones, and bear gall, and it is efficacious. Why don't we try it? Xiao Fang was extremely happy and said, We do not have anything, but for tiger tendon and tiger bone, we have the most. As for bear gall, I can try to kill a bear for it. Immediately, he asked about the medicine formula. He mixed the tiger tendon and tiger bone into a cream and fed it to Azu. Okay, so the tattoo is teal or turquoise. Okay, so it's kind of blue, kind of green. This morning, Xiao Fang went alone into the remote mountains to hunt bears. As he was hunting alone, he could freely execute his lightness martial arts, and this was much convenient than following a hunting party. During the first day, he did not spot any black bears, but he hunted one on the second day. He removed the bear gall, ran back to camp, and fed it to Azu. tiger tendons, tiger bones, bear gall, all these ingredients are hard to find. Although divine physician Shui possessed amazing medical knowledge, there was a limit to how much medicine he could prescribe. It's really beyond his financial ability to prescribe old mountain ginseng to be eaten for meals, and to be like Xiaofeng, finding 1 or 2 bear galls every day to feed Azu. It was really difficult to accomplish. Maybe she'll turn into a zombie? Uh-oh. Alright, give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. And we back. Okay. So Azu is still sick. Xiaofeng is feeding her like tiger tendons and tiger bones and bear galls. Yeah, trying to save her. Hey, Peepzilla! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Alright, so he's going out every day finding 1 or 2 bear galls to feed her. One day, Xiaofeng was at the tent's entrance concocting the tiger bone paste. A Jurchen hurriedly came over and said, "Brother Xiao, a dozen Khitan came bearing gift for you." Xiaofeng nodded. He knew it was gifted by his sworn brother, Yuluji. He heard the trampling of horse hooves. 1 line of horses slowly came over, the horsebacks packed full of items. The Khitan captain listened to Yuluji's description of Xiaofeng's appearance. As soon as he saw Xiaofeng, he leapt off the horse and knelt down before him and said, "After parting with Master Xiao, my lord misses you terribly. He ordered me to deliver these gifts. He invites Master Xiao to stay in the Liao capital." He gave a few kowtows, presented the gifts list with both hands, looking extremely respectful. Xiaofeng received the list, smiled, and said, "Thank you for the effort. Please, rise." He opened the gift list only to see Khitan text. He said, "I don't understand the writing. I don't want to peruse it anymore." The attendant said, "This meager gift is 5,000 liangs of gold, 50,000 liangs of silver, 2,000 rolls of brocade, 1,000 dan of high-quality wheat, 1,000 fat cows, 5,000 fat sheep, 3,000 gallant horses. In addition, there is an assortment of accessories and jewelries." Wow, they're not just cows, they're like fat cows. And they're fat sheep. So he is rich now? Maybe. I don't think he's gonna keep it, right? He's probably gonna divide it amongst the tribe. Xiaofeng was startled when he heard it. There were so many gifts. It was 10 times more than what Pola Su asked for in ransom. He had just seen 10 over horses carrying these items. What? He had just seen 10 over horses? What do you mean? 10 over packed horses? But the gift amount is simply too great. Based on his estimate, it would require countless horse carriages to store them. The attendant bowed and said, "My master feared the animal might lose their way during the journey. Thus we prepared extra cattle, sheep, and horses. Relying on my lord and Master Xiao's good fortune, subordinate did not meet any disasters or wild beasts. The losses are minimal." Xiaofeng sighed. Such thoughtfulness from Brother Yuluji. If I refuse to accept, I will be letting down his good intentions. But if I accept, it wouldn't really seem right. The attendant replied, "My lord repeatedly reminded me, if Master Xiao refuses the gift, I will be heavily punished when I returned." Oof. Nice. Hey, what's up, Bigfoot? Glad you could join. Oh, probably he had just seen over 10 horses? Okay. Suddenly, he heard the blowing of trumpets. The Jurchens in the encampment took out their blades and bows. All of them rushed out of their tents. Someone shouted, "The enemy is striking! Prepare to engage them!" Xiaofeng looked towards the direction where the trumpet sound came from. He saw a dust cloud gathering. It seemed there were countless cavalry coming towards them. The attendant shouted, "Everyone, please, do not panic. All these are Master Xiao's sheep, cattle, and horses." He is using the Jurchen's language to shout repeatedly, but none of the Jurchen believed him. Hulibu, Polasu, Aguda organized the tribesmen. They formed a contingent to the west of the camp. For the first time, Xiaofeng saw the Jurchens arranging their formations to prepare for war. He thought, the Jurchens are few in number, but all of them are ferocious and agile. Although Brother Yuluji's men are amazing, they cannot compare against these brave and agile Jurchens. As for the Song troops, there is no need to even compare. The attendant said, "I will go and greet my subordinate and ask them to stop advancing so as to avoid any misunderstandings." He turned around and mounted his horse and traveled westward. Aguda waved his hands, and 4 Jurchen hunters mounted their horses. They tailed the attendant. As the 5 men slowly advanced with their horses, they reached the vicinity. But they saw cattle, sheep, and horses blanketing the mountains and plains. 100 Khitan herdsmen were herding the animals with sticks. There were no soldiers. The Jurchen hunters smiled and turned around to report to Hulibu. After a while, the livestock came near. The cows mooed and the horses neighed. They were making a huge racket that drowned out the voices of everyone. That night, Xiaofeng invited the Jurchens to slaughter the sheep and cattle in honor of the foreign guests. The next day, he gifted a lot of gold, silver, and satin to the group of travelers. When the Khitans left, he gifted all the gold, silver, brocade, cattle, sheep, and horses to Aguda and asked him to redistribute to the tribesmen. The Jurchens lived together as a tribe. They did not own any private property. Whatever an individual owned was equivalent to the tribe owning it. Even though Xiaofeng was generous, nobody found it strange. But acquiring so much wealth out of the blue, everyone was naturally happy. The tribe threw huge banquets for several days. Everyone was grateful to Xiaofeng. Summer passed and autumn arrived. Azuz's injury had some improvements again. As she regained full consciousness, she became bored having to lie in the tent every day, and she often asked Xiaofeng to take her on horse riding trips to relieve her boredom. Both of them rode on the same horse, and she leaned on Xiaofeng's chest. It did not require any effort from her part. Xiaofeng was always accommodating towards her. In the course of a few months, except during blizzard, the two of them were always out roaming about. Eventually, they got bored roaming the vicinity. They took a tent and camped far out, and did not return to the tribe for a few days. Xiaofeng took this opportunity to hunt tigers and bears and dig for ginseng. Due to Azuz's sneak attack on Xiaofeng with a poison needle, the bear and tiger of Changbai Mountains suffered a big misfortune. Countless animals had to die by Xiaofeng's palm for her treatment. True. In order to dig for ginseng easily, Xiaofeng had to travel east or north. On this day, Azu said they had seen all the scenery in the east and north, and she wanted to travel to the west. Xiaofeng said, "There is only big grass plains in the west. There is no scenery." Azu replied, "Big grass plain is good. I like the ocean. I have never seen a real ocean. Although our Xingxiu Sea can be considered a sea, but it had borders and shores." Xiaofeng heard her mention the 3 words Xingxiu Sea, and his heart grew cold. After living with the Jurchen for all these years, he gradually forgot all the events in the martial world. When Azu was immobilized, there was no one to mess things up, and he focused only on saving her life. But now that she recovered, her viciousness flared up again. How should he resolve this? He just remembered that she's a huge bitch. He turned around and glanced at Azu. Her snow-white face still did not have the slightest bit of color. her cheeks slightly pinched, her big pair of eyes sunken. Her appearance was extremely haggard and her body emaciated. Xiaofang could not help but feel guilty. She survived, but became a walking skeleton. Why do I only remember her flaws? He laughed and said, Since you like to travel west, let us travel west. Azu, once there is great improvement in your injuries, I'll take you to the Korean borders to look at the ocean. The boundless, clear water as far as the eye can see. The scenery will be truly amazing. Azu clapped and grinned. Of course, of course. Actually, we don't have to wait until I recover completely. We can go now. Xiaofang gave a yi. A yi sound? He was shocked and happy. Azu, your hand can move again. Azu smiled and said, I could move my hands 14 days ago, and today they became much more nimble. Xiaofang said happily, Wonderful, you naughty girl. How long did you intend to keep it from me? Azu flashed a sly look in her eyes, smiled, and said, I would rather not move forever. Only then will you accompany me like this every day. Once I recovered, you will naturally chase me away again. Xiaofang listened to her speak her sincere feelings. His sense of pity rose spontaneously, and he said, I am a boorish man. I accidentally injured you, and you ended up in this sorry state. What good will it do for you to accompany me every day? Azu did not reply. After a long pause, she whispered, Brother-in-law, why did you exert so much strength when you hit me with your palm that day? Xiaofang did not wish to bring up the past. He shook his head and said, The incident had a long past. Why bring it up again? Azu, I injured you to such a state. I feel terribly apologetic. Do you hate me? Azu said, I don't hate you. Why would I hate you? I originally wanted you to accompany me. Aren't you accompanying me now? I'm very happy. She is falling for him? Yeah, but is he falling for her? That's the question. As Xiaofang listened to her, he thought that her intentions were bizarre, but her recent conduct was indeed excellent, and thus it must be due to his attentive care, which got rid of her vicious temperament. Yeah, I doubt it. And he went back to the tribe to prepare the horses, carriage, tents, dried rations, and other things for their journey west. The next morning, the two of them headed west. After traveling about 10 li, Azu asked, Brother-in-law, have you guessed it? Xiaofang said, Guess what? Do you know the reason why I attacked you with the poison needle that day? Xiaofang shook his head and said, Your thoughts are difficult to pin down. How can I guess? Azu sighed and said, Since you can't guess, then just forget it. Brother-in-law, there are so many geese here. Why do they arrange in formation and fly south? Xiaofang looked up. He saw 2 formations of geese, and they lined up to form an arrowhead, and they flew south. He said, The weather is getting cold. Geese are afraid of the cold. They are flying south to take refuge against the cold. Azu said, Then why do they fly back during the spring? Flying back and forth yearly, isn't it tiring? If they are cold, just stay in the south permanently and don't come back. Xiaofang devoted himself to the study of martial arts. He never gave a thought about the habits of animals and pests. Under her questioning, he did not know how to reply. He shook his head and laughed. True, this guy only knows martial arts. He's kind of dumb about other things, I guess. I do not know why they are not afraid of hardships. I guess these wild geese are born in the north. They are nostalgic and returns home. They are nostalgic and they return home. Azu nodded. It must be true. Look at the last geese. Its body is not large, but it is also flying south. Eventually, when its father, mother, sister, and brother-in-law all return north, it will naturally follow them back. I like how she said father, mother, sister, and brother-in-law. Xiaofang heard her say, oh, okay, he thinks the same. Xiaofeng heard her say, "Sister, brother-in-law." These 4 words, his heart was moved. He turned his head to look at her, only to see her staring blanking at the geese formation. Apparently her words were unintentional. He wondered, with a casual word, she associated me with her parents. It seems that in her heart she treats me as her closest relative. I cannot abandon her casually. When she recovers, I have to escort her to Dali and hand her over to her parents. Only then will I compete. Only then will I complete the task I have been entrusted with. Does brother-in-law mean the same thing as the Western version? Yeah, brother-in-law. It means the same. The two of them gossiped along the way. Guys, I'm kind of afraid that he's gonna fall for her. This is not good. Please, Xiaofeng, stop. You gotta get away. Get away from her. What are you doing? The two of them gossiped along the way. When Azu got tired, Xiaofeng immediately carried her off the horse and let her rest in the carriage. At dusk, he set up the camp in the woods. As they traveled for a few days, they finally reached the borders of the grass plains. Azu gazed into the distance. The grass plain was boundless and vast. She said happily, "The borders only cannot be seen in the west, but to be truly like an ocean, the borders must not be seen in all 4 directions." Xiaofeng knew that she wanted to travel to the center of the grass plains. Not wanting to go against her wishes, he whipped the horses and traveled west. Traveling west on the grass plains for a few days, when you look to all 4 directions, the borders of the grass plains really could not be seen anymore. The weather was currently crisp autumn. Along with the smell of the green grass, it was really refreshing and carefree. Many small beasts reside in the grass. Xiaofeng could hunt them for food easily, and he felt carefree. After a few days in the afternoon, the countless tents can be seen in the far distance. There were also banners and flags. It seemed like a military camp, or it may be a tribe gathering. Xiaofeng said, "There's a lot of people at the front. I don't know what they're doing. Let's just go back. We don't want to stir up trouble." Azu said, No, I want to go and watch. I can't move my legs. How would I stir up trouble for you?" Xiaofeng smiled and said, "Trouble will definitely come. It does not have to be caused by you. Sometimes people just want to provoke you, and you can never avoid such things." Azu laughed and replied, "Let's just go and take a look. There is no harm." Xiaofeng knew her childlike disposition. She just loved to watch rowdy spectacles. He guided the horse over slowly. The terrain of the grass plains is flat, although the tents could be spotted far away, but the route to it was quite far. After traveling for 7 li, the woo-woo call of the bungle can be heard loudly, followed closely by a gathering dust cloud. 2 cavalry ranks scattered off. A troop went north, and the other galloped south. Xiaofeng was slightly surprised and said, "Not good. This is the Khitan cavalry." "It's your own people. It can't be better. Why did you say it's not good?" Xiaofeng said, "I don't know them. Let's just go back." He turned the horse and headed back. After traveling a few steps, they heard the pung-pung sound of the drums, and several troops of cavalry rushed forward. Xiaofeng pondered. It doesn't seem like there are any enemies around. Are they practicing their tactical deployments? Suddenly, he heard a loud cry, "Shoot the deer! Shoot the deer!" West, north, south, the call to shoot the deer was shouted from all 3 directions. Xiaofeng said, "They're hunting in the vicinity. Their numbers is really not small." He carried Azu onto the horseback immediately, reined in the horse, and observed afar on the eastern road. The Khitan horsemen were wearing brocade robe, coupled with metal armor. The robes came in various colored team, red team, green team, yellow team, purple team. The flag of the teams are of the same color. The cavalry galloped back and forth, displaying a strong military presence. It was truly a magnificent sight. Xiaofeng and Azu secretly applauded. The soldiers advanced and retreated according to military orders. Armed with spears, they cornered the deer. They only gave a glance when they spotted Xiaofeng and Azu and ignored them subsequently. 4 troops of cavalry surrounded from all 4 sides and trapped 10 deers in the middle. Occasionally, a deer will escape from a gap in the cavalry rank, and a small squad will break off to chase and force the deer back into the encirclement. And we're done for today's chapter. Okay, it was a peaceful kind of chapter. You know, nothing much happening. He's like living in among the Jurchen, having a great time. Hasn't had to worry about the problems in the martial arts world. Alright, guys. This is a proto-anime that needs an adaptation. True. He just got super rich? He did. No, he didn't. He didn't. It's the tribe's. It's not his. If he goes away, then it's not his anymore. Ugh. All right. Oh. All right, guys. Cheers. Quick question: when do you stream again? It's Mondays at 6 Pacific time usually. Yeah. All right, guys. Should we do one last Africa thing, and then we can leave? Let's do that. I believe in myself. I believe I can get 61%. All right. Eswatini. Fuck. Where is that? This is Lesotho, right? This must be Eswatini? No? Okay. South Sudan. Zimbabwe. I think it's like here. Fuck. Mozambique. No idea. Burkina Faso. Here. Togo is here. Niger is... Benin must be... Where is Benin? This is Liberia, right? Benin. I don't think Benin is here. Must be somewhere here. Here. Oh, fuck. All right, Republic of the Congo. Fuck! Okay, this is democratic. This is just republic. Mauritania. Okay, we're not doing well. Not doing so well, guys. Uganda. Ivory Coast is here. Tunisia must be here. Chad is here. Sao Tome. Lesotho is here. Mali is here. Burundi. Why do I keep forgetting that? Burundi. Comoros is an island, right? Fuck. Shit. Oh. Libya. Tanzania. One of these. Ugh. Sudan. Morocco. Seychelles. Fuck. Seychelles. Angola is this one. South. Egypt. Equatorial Guinea. Cameroon. Wait, what is this? Is this Cameroon? No. Cameroon Island? Kenya. Okay. Somalia should be this one. Fuck. Kenya is here. No! Misclick. Malawi. This one. Yeah. Sierra Leone should be here. Where is here? Where is it? Oh. Gambia is here. Madagascar. Namibia. Nigeria. Central Democratic Eritrea. Western Sahara. Okay. Guinea. Was this Guinea? Okay. Mauritius. Oh. Liberia, Botswana. Guinea-Bissau is here. Ghana is here. Rwanda should be here. Senegal should be here. Zambia must be here. Djibouti. Oh! 65! New record. Okay, 65. Not bad. All right, guys. Not bad. We'll get to 100% someday. One of these days. One of these years. Hey, all right, guys. Cheers. Okay. Thanks for coming. Glad you guys came. I will see you next week. I love you. Bye.